GCS Fibers is a unique company with a unique patented technology capable of converting all forms of coal ash into a high-grade, non-toxic mineral fiber that can be used for a host of downstream products, including paper, insulation material, textiles, to name a few. GCS seeks to address a significant problem that is being faced globally, and that is how you dispose of coal ash, which is the residue left by all coal power plants. Historically, these coal ash has been placed into landfills, which have been unlined up until 2015. Such coal ponds have resulted in contamination of water supplies and has had a devastating impact on various communities, on human life. As we've seen here, there are about 20 plus chemical toxins that come from coal ash that have been seeped into the water supplies and has had the potential and have had significant impact on individuals and communities. Coal ash is also a significant problem for addressing this challenge is also a significant one for power plants, coal power plants, who now have to find a new way of disposing of their coal ash. Duke Energy, for instance, in North has stated that its existing coal ponds, which it stores its coal ash residue, require about $8 billion to clean up. $8 billion, and that is just from one location in North Carolina. Now, when we expand that throughout the US to other coal power plants and globally in Europe and South Africa, it's a significant number. The value proposition here, again, is that GCS has a technology which addresses this significant problem and does so in a way that is green and sustainable. Green and sustainable in the sense that we're looking at cleaning up waste, recycling that waste, and converting it into a high-grade mineral fiber that can support insulation of homes and also make them green and reduce CO2 emissions as a result of that. The cutting technology and the manufacturing process is one that is also sustainable. There's minimum use of water, and the conversion rate from mineral fiber from coal ash to product mineral fiber is 1-to-1. The process is, as I laid it out here, is I think I want to highlight these 3 points. Number one, we collect all forms of coal ash, bottom ash, fly ash, boiler slag, even ash from dump sites. And convert that into paper, insulation, textiles, and such. But another unique feature of the mineral fiber is that it can be sold right offline to paper companies. Paper companies can then replace the use of pulp from trees and utilize this mineral fiber as a means to then produce paper products, building installations. So in terms of the use by a cross-section of industry as sectoral players, it's quite broad. The company was founded by Atuando, who is a former US Marine and also worked for a number of years at the United States Department of Defense Threat Reduction Agency as an assistant director of small business programs. Tony Chung, who is the chief technology officer, and Dr. G. Kim, who is the inventor of the technology and the former head of the EPA in South Korea. GCS is also complemented by a host of professionals who have backgrounds in environmental cleanup, advocacy, business development, and also in finance. What we have here is really an infograph to capture the entire life cycle from how coal is obviously formed, its use by coal power plants, the residue being stored into landfills, and then where GCS steps in to take that coal ash, convert it to a high-grade, non-toxic product that can be used to produce paper products, to name a few. The current status of GCS is we have a current funding need of about 500,000 USD for our current factory operations in South Korea. That South Korea factory was set up initially, but had to be relocated to a new site. So there is a funding need required to start that operation. That is a small facility. Our standard facility is about 100 to 200,000 metric tons output per year. The one in South Korea can produce upwards of 24,000 metric tons of product. We're looking at profits of about $35 million just from that particular facility in South Korea. The potential buyers of the product, as we've touched on, are carbon fiber manufacturers, airplane manufacturers, textiles, paper, commercial residential builders, to name a few. Be sharing the presentation for further perusal, but these are a couple of pictures I'd like to just share with you in terms of our facility in South Korea when it was operating. What we have here is an image of the mineral fiber, which is produced, and it's packing into an insulation product that is ready for market. It was actually packaged, and this is how it is essentially sold and packaged and sent out to customers. And some images here of engagement we've had with stakeholders in the U.S., in South Africa, and other international markets. So that concludes it for me, and would be open to any questions that you may all have. Thank you.